Hello there, welcome to Abyssia Tarot Readings, and today we'll be looking into some collective messages for the collective that's here today, right? Let's see. So, let's see. Let's see what are the messages for the collective today. I'm getting what are they missing out on, or what is it that I don't believe that you can ever miss out on anything, especially with this age of the internet and social media. We often feel like we are missing out on a lot of things in our lives, right? But the thing is, we are not. We have that knowledge circulating within our veins, being retold to us by our oceans, by the Mother Earth that is constantly healing herself, right? That knowledge exists within us. It is internal. This wisdom is internal. We already know this. We have been here many times at this point, okay? And I think to acknowledge that is to understand that you're not actually missing out on anything. Maybe you're missing out on yourself, missing out on realizing yourself, on understanding yourself, on understanding the inner being that you are, right? To become one with yourself. This is the purpose of life, right? To become who we want to be, to take ourselves, not an illusion of ourselves or not a performative version of ourselves, to that goal that we want to reach, but to take ourselves towards that goal, right? To experience us, to experience our inner self, right? Missing out on is, how do I say this? I've never thought about it that deeply actually. But whenever people say that they are missing out on something or something else or the other, whenever they say something like that, the only thing that I'm thinking in my head is like, what are you really missing out on? Are you missing out on not knowing something that the entire world knows about, and so the world is going to call you a fool? And isn't there this insecure, like, isn't this actually just an insecurity because of which you want to be a part of this world, because of which you want to be ahead of the trends, or in to follow the trends so that you seem like everybody? And human being, as a type of creatures we thrive in a community, we thrive in a group, right? And this group mindset leads us to go into these circles, or join these trendy circles and do these trendy things, right? Why? Because we think that we are missing out on happiness. We think that we are missing out on what seems like happiness, what might feel like happiness, or what might feel like fulfillment, and then we get addicted to running behind these trends, running behind money, alcohol, running behind abundance with all our might and strength. We can get lost in this, and we may forget. We might, I'm just seeing this pyrite right now. It's like, it's this rock that is decorated with this shiny little thing around them, right? But if tomorrow this rock were to realize itself, will it look at itself in the way that humans are realizing it? Will it consider itself as a shiny rock, or will it consider itself as something more than that? Something that vibrates, constantly with the universal energy, something that is aligned with the universe. Exactly. What is abundance to you? Is abundance really whatever this world projects on us, or is it is it the idea that is it the idea of these shiny little objects, or is abundance something more than that? Is it something more diverse than that? Because all of that abundance, the prakriti, the universe, the nature, it all resides within us. There is a whole cosmos that exists within us. We know it. We are not missing out on anything. You are not missing out on anything. We all are one with the universe. We all are aligning in the same frequency and the same direction in which this universe is moving on to. There is alignment everywhere. In a criminal that goes to the prison, in the on the movie stars that look like the shining stars, in the most noble saints, and the most in the form of beggars, in the form of homeless people. Universe exists within all of us. We are here, we are aligning, we are playing our parts together with this earth, right? So what is it that is that you think you're missing out on? You're not missing out on anything. You are there. It is there within you. This abundance exists within you. It has always been there, like internal knowledge. And it's waiting for you to resonate with it. It's waiting for you to vibrate with its frequency and shine with it, align with it, right? Whatever is out there, you already know it. You already know it. Your body knows it. Your mind knows it. Your intuitive sense knows it. There used to be a time when Mayan civilization created a calendar called the 13 moon calendar, and then Egyptians created a solar calendar. We had Aztecs who created lunar calendars, and then we have a Gregorian calendar created by Julius Caesar's people, right? Like the civil. What is that? I forgot the name of that guy who made the calendar, but he was, I think, a theorist or some. Yeah, he was a scholar in the times of Julius Caesar's reign, right? So this time the time is not something that has been created. It is a preconceived notion that has been given in our heads. This productivity, these words, this hurry that we are in, right? This impatience, this hurry to be at the right place in the right time and everything else. Time doesn't work like that. Time is when you decide. Time is a choice. You decide to be somewhere at a particular moment. That is time. Time isn't what you have been dictated about, or time isn't what has been dictated to you. Okay? It is way more, like, it doesn't exist. It is we are way beyond our years. Like, I feel like we are way beyond than that. Our body knows, our mind knows, our intuition knows what time is it. Okay, I'll tell you this from my personal experience. I had vivid dreams from June and July of 2023. Okay, and like I did this reading, and there I predicted that the tsunami will come in 2024 or something. I still had a lot of vivid dreams in the month of October, where I got a very vivid dream where I saw this. I saw the nation of, yeah, what was the saying? So I got vivid dreams in the month of October 2023, where I was like watching this. Especially, it was something related to my mermaid tarot deck. I remember I was thinking about my mermaid tarot deck and I slept at night. And in my dreams, I saw this vivid, like, I saw this country of Japan. I saw this, and I was talking to this mermaid, like literally, I was talking to this mermaid in my dreams. And the spirit was like telling me, like, there's something going on in here. There's something going on in here. There's something going to happen. And I woke up from that dream and I saw, like, in my vision, I saw the month of November and December. And I predicted it at that time that, in the month of November, like the last week of November and the first week of December, tsunami will happen. Okay, and this was, last week of December and first week of January, some tsunami will happen. This is how I predicted it. And I was a beginner at that time. It was not even 6 months that this tarot card started, coming through my dreams and everything else. And then on January 2024, 1st January 2024, it's as if something changed. We saw a tsunami in Japan exactly on 1st January 2024, and that changed my perspective on the way I thought that I did not know anything, or on the way I thought that I was not ready for something. Because the universe has already, because it only took me a few months to take these tarot cards, and it's not just tarot cards, to sit with myself, with my body, with my inner prana, with my inner energy, with my inner prakriti, to realize that I already know the time. I know what time it is. I know it. Similarly, I did another tarot read. And I was like listening, what was happening. And then I heard this thing in my head that in tsunami, like in 2025, August or August, we will have a tsunami. I heard August. I did not hear July. I heard August. And I was like, which week of August I asked? And it was like first week of August. So I started researching on the first week of August. Like I started pulling up astrological charts and this and that. And I predicted that in August there could be a tsunami or something like that. And I did not know that Baba Vanga or Baba Vanga, I don't know how to pronounce her name. She had also predicted that in the month of July there will be a huge tsunami. And that is exactly what happened. In Russia, we had a huge tsunami occurred in that area. And it's like, and I said like first week of August, right? In July 30, that is the last week of July, this incident took place. And that's how I know. We know the time. We already know what time it is. We understand it. Our body knows. Our inner mind knows. Our inner state understands the way this cosmos works. You don't need to rely on time. Time, the moment when it's about to occur, like you don't need to rely on these Gregorian calendar, this calendar, that calendar, all these time systems. It's there. It's there within you. Your time is written within you. Everybody's time is written within them. Everybody knows what time it is. Okay? You don't need clocks, sundials, moon cycles to understand your time. You know it, your intuition knows it, your body knows it. It doesn't, I it not it lies. I do understand the concept of going beyond traditions and going beyond these preconceived notions that have been taught to us, like going beyond the modern ways of teaching. I have learned it, like not learned it, but I have heard this message a lot of times. Go traditional, go trad, go so I've heard like we have to be a little bit more traditional, or we have to find out what our ancestors were actually doing, rather than what stereotypes we have been um, rather than the stereotypes that we had been fed by the society. What is it that is the truth? And we are finding out many different things through the study of our ancient archaeological structures, through the study of our ancient temples, through the study of our ancient cathedrals, through the study of these ancient sciences that had been taken away from us, right? That had been demonized and that had been colonized. And we are going back centuries back to see the same thing. We are finding out the we are seeing the map of Earth's photosynthesis, photosynthetic, like how the we are seeing maps of Earth's photosynthesis. How do I say this? Like the oxygen, the amount of oxygen that is released every single second by plants is being measured, and we are seeing the way photosynthesis is. We are seeing the maps of photosynthesis reactions on Earth, and we are finding out that these like the moment that all the plants are actually releasing their oxygen or something like that, and at the same time there are many other plants that are releasing their oxygen, and they are again taking the carbon dioxide and then releasing oxygen at the same time. And we are finding out that all of these plants always had a heartbeat to them. There's a like this Earth has a giant heartbeat to it. That's what we are realizing right now through modern technologies. We are watching cymatic sound waves, and we are finding out that these patterns that are formed by cymatic waves have already been present, like have already been diagrammatically represented by like or sculpted in our ancient structures. We are finding these things out. We're finding out how like they made all of that using stones, right? We are seeing these marvelous structures. We are seeing how in Machu Picchu, like these civilizations used to take the water from underground to up to the topmost facilities without having any proper pipeline system. But they did it in this very through the use of simple physics, pure physics. They were able to take waters in upward channels and all these things, without any electricity, without any motor. They did it just like that, okay? And they did it through the use of physics, and all these ancient technologies and advancement in our technologies, like it's like this is the thing, like time. This is the thing, we already know it. We all, like our bloodlines knew it, okay? And yeah, most of that information that has come out about these civilizations may have been a little bit primitive, like their use of sacrifices, their sacrificial rites, their beliefs and stereotypes. It could have been a bit primitive, but the sacred knowledge that they held within themselves. For example, the Fibonacci sequence, which was actually discovered by Pingala, an ancient Indian Brahmin in India, thousands of years back, right? And we know it. We know what is like. It's. I'm not talking about like, I know that knowledge has been marketed and credited to someone else and has been marketed in someone else's name. I know that it's not a right practice, but that is not what I'm discussing in here. What I'm trying to discuss in here is that these phenomenons, these sequences, these things had been like these sacred knowledge had been known to us for a very, very long time. And we drifted away from it. We drifted far away from it, right? So, and one of the practices that these people used to do, that by now we know, is that they used to be very intuitive, or they used to believe in their intuition a lot. And maybe that's an answer, right? Maybe you, and like how occultists or how these tarot readers or people, astrologers are predicting futures, maybe because they know it, maybe because it's not just a study that they do, it's also the fact that these messages, these intuitive knowledges are existing within us. Our inner cosmos is talking to us. So where are you? What are you missing out on? Why do you think that what are you actually missing out on? Are you missing out on the external knowledge that is being are you missing out on the external knowledge? Are you missing out on the traditions? Are you missing out on the truth or the sacred knowledge that has been present in the ancient times? Or are you just missing out on your inner cosmos? What is it that you have missed out on? We have seen that batteries used to be a thing of ancient Egyptian civilizations and all those places, right? So, after rediscovering batteries once again, I'm not saying it's not I'm just saying that the knowledge, just like the Ouroboros serpent, right? The knowledge is, the history repeats itself. We are again on a journey to find out the same knowledge that our ancient ancestors had found out once. Okay? We are repeating that same history again. We might be in one of those primitive stages as of now. But we are growing. We are growing to find out. We are growing and understanding these technologies. We are advancing on a daily basis. These authority figures are advancing on a daily basis. There used to be a time when these authority figures used to have these manufacturing plants from which they would release harmful chemicals into the environment, right? They would release all these harmful chemicals into the water bodies. And now the time has come when water bodies when they have created data centers that require fresh water resources. And yes, their first instinct is going to be, yes, I'll go to the residential areas and tap the fresh water from these places, everything else. Maybe that's their first call. But one day when all these fresh water reserves of residents will empty up, what will they do? They will go back to the same water bodies that they had once polluted themselves, and they will go back and recycle that water body again. They will be the ones who will go back and clean that body again, so that they can run these AI machines, so that they can find out, so that they can continue to control people the way they always do. But this time around they need to do it a different type of manner. They need to reverse the actions of their ancestors, of their authority, of their previous of the previous authority figures, or the previous power holders, right? This is a thing. So we are okay. Yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, so now these people have to undo the same crimes that their ancestors had committed, right? And yeah, once upon a time, people used to believe in their governments. Eyes closed, blindedly they used to believe their governments. And I'm not saying that there weren't any rebels, but now they are seeing that every political party, be it the one that they are supporting or be it the one their opposers are supporting, they all are colluded. They all are in a they all are trying they all are in this they all are just making excuses, like they all are just trying to find excuses so that they can find ways or excuses to rule the world, and more people are becoming aware of it, right? And we are seeing how these same governments that once had to, like, once were hiding our money from us, are finding it really hard to sustain that money that they have collected from us for all these years, right? So this is what is happening. It's like the cycle is, we are advancing, we are going up ahead. You're just not realizing it. Maybe, or it's not like you're just not realizing it. Maybe if you sit in the wild, maybe if you sit within yourself, it doesn't needs to be somewhere outside among the trees or anything else. You can just sit with yourself and feel it. I don't care how many people are going to tell you that plastic is a chemical, this is but all of that came from nature itself. Okay, these tiles, these walls, the phone that you're holding, all of them came from a stone. All of that came from a stone. The phone that you're having, this phone, this camera, everything was created with a stone. This is made by a stone. Everything around you is created by nature. This is a natural archetype. Like we are with the nature. All these materials that have been around us are by the nature. You don't need to go to some forest or something to feel this energy. It's all around you, everywhere around you. The thing is, you have been taught that this is how this world works, or you have been taught that maybe that this is how this world, that this is how you are not, this is how these phones or these data centers or these things are not connected to us in our bodies. We are connected to it. This is our inner cosmos around us. Whatever we are surrounding ourselves with is the same inner cosmos that is within us, right? We are surrounded by the works of universe. There is a similar universe that resides within us, right? And you need to understand that. That's it. That's the only thing. Maybe this time around, it's... By the way, I'm shuffling my cards, not to pull any cards out. I'm just preparing for some another reading, but this one is not going to be a tarot read. This is just me talking to a camera, me trying to bring my message out, me trying to tell people something, This is what this video is going to be about. Okay? We are there, we are in that ancient stage of civilization. Okay, we have always been there. We are with you. Okay, these spirits, these ancient days, these ancient times are still around us. They are with us. How do I say this? Time is such a parallel construct. People think that because right now is 2025 or 2024, the year 2020 and 20,000, 2000 cannot exist with us. But that is where your fallacy is, right? That is where the fallacy exists, right? Because currently, I can tell you right now, like at this point of time, there are hundreds of different universes. There are hundreds of different universes, hundreds of different timelines that are existing at the same time that you are existing right now. Okay? And I can, like, if currently we are in the year 2025, there is a parallel universe right now, that is on the same earth, and it is in 2000 BC to 200 BC or 100 BC, okay? So we are not alone. These ancient times are running with us. This cosmos is working in a way where we are parallel to, we are just in a parallel world to them and their world, okay? They have always been, they have always been working with us. They have always been working through us. They have been, it's not a communication that they have tried to, it's not like we have been communicating with them through parallel worlds or something like that. No, this is a communication that is happening every single day, with every breath that we take, with every moment that we, like every breath that we take, with every little innovation that we make. Every single time that we innovate, we are innovating with those ancient technologies, okay? Today, maybe right now in 2025, we are seeing these relics, but maybe currently, as I'm speaking to you right now, there is this parallel universe that is working or existing simultaneously with us in the year 200 BC, where these ancient temples or these ancient relics were alive, when people used to live in there, when sacred knowledge is still alive, it is still well and alive. The thing is that instead of them being on textbooks, we have learned, or we are learning how to intuitively connect to these ancient knowledges. Otherwise, how, you tell me, how are some people even able to predict some of these things? How do you think we are able to predict some of these things, like futuristic event, like a tsunami in 2024, tsunami in 2025? I have also, this is something which happened with me when I was like treating a girl, right? Not treating a girl, but she asked for an astrological advice on Reddit. And I felt real pity on her because she got cancer, and I saw her chart, and it was very understandable why she got this sort of disease, right? And the way I usually read charts is very, how do I say this? The way I read charts is very traditional. But I just realized that for her chart, I wasn't even trying to go traditional. The moment I asked my God to, send me this information, I prayed to God before I did her astrological read. And I don't know, there were different types of knowledges that just started occurring into my body. I was able to see, how do I say this? I was not studying her astrological chart based on her Vedic astrology placements. I was also considering the Western chart. I was considering every little thing that my intuition was telling me, and then I told her that she should take care of her like her organ, like a specific. I told her to take care of her vajayjay, because I was like, something bad can happen around there, and I felt this intuitive need to tell her that, okay? And few months later, I asked her how she's doing, and she told me she is doing great, but she is now suffering from cervical cancer, which shocked me, right? And she told me that I had warned her about taking care of her womb, or taking care of her internal organs, right? And she admitted that, yeah, just 2-3 months into her diagnosis, she got cervical cancer. And it was, how do I say this? This is the reading where I realized that all these ways these practitioners are fighting about on the internet, right? Like, this is the traditional method, that is the traditional method. I have just realized that for reading a chart, astrological charts especially, there is no traditional method. You need to know how to connect. That is just a cosmic pattern, and it's just a map of that pattern. Inner cosmos lies within us. We need to understand how to Like our inner cosmos knows the energy that flows from different parallel universes, from different ancient times, how do I say this? I was talking about how there are parallel worlds, and I feel, and this is, if this is 2020 to 2025, simultaneously, parallel to this plane, parallel to this 2020 to 2025, there is another plane. There is another plane right above it, that might be 100 BC to 200 BC, where that sacred ancient advanced knowledge is there. And then maybe above that parallel universe, you might have another parallel timelines of 2000s or 1990s to 2000s, anything, right? It doesn't even needs to be, oh my freaking god, look look at the card that I pulled. Yeah, exactly, right? It doesn't even needs to be like these specific, it doesn't even needs to be in a specific sequence, but we are connected to all of these parallel universes, right? All of these knowledge is being downloaded by our inner cosmos within us, that is taking away these knowledge, this information, and pulling it, we're pulling it away from us. Like, it's bringing us back to that same circle that we were once in, right? We are advancing to that new stage, to that new level, with a new form of technology which has already existed way back in the ancient technologies as well. We are just repeating, the history is repeating itself. All these esoteric knowledges are existing within us. We do not need to follow any or perform any traditional methods to perform our rites and rituals and duties. There is no sense of time in here. There is no sense of time in here. You can do these rituals however way you want, whatever way you want, in whatever stream you want to apply this job to, or in whatever way you want to apply this knowledge to, right? This is the hidden inner arc. This is the hidden inner knowledge within us that has always existed with us. That has always existed through us. It has always been there with us. It has always been in the form of, performing arts, performing crafts, science. This knowledge has always been there. It's just that we have been blind to it, or we have been blinded by the illusions around it, that we don't see this, that we don't see it around us, right? But it exists all around us. And this is my message to you. Find it, because it is, find it all around us. Like, whatever you're looking out for, whatever, like this knowledge, it's there right in front of you. It's begging you. Like, I'm channeling, find out about us. I'm channeling this, find out about us. Find us within you. We are in you. Our sacred knowledge has been deeply embedded in you. You are here, but your conscience, your subconscious is everywhere. Like, it has existed. Like, this conscience has existed all around us. It is within us, but this is connecting to so many different parallel worlds. It's so many different, it's constantly creating ideas, with which these ideas, these thoughts, these are constantly creating or manifesting. These thoughts and ideas are constantly creating a new reality every single day. They are creating a new world every single day. You may never know, but maybe your consciousness has created another universe somewhere. Maybe yeah, you may not understand this, or you may not realize how can that be possible. You might think you're such a small entity. How can a small entity like you even create a world like this through your consciousness? But yes, it exists. That world exists. Every little part of your imagination is creating this wide verse of wide ranging verses of you, wide ranging verses of like worlds, galaxies. They are there, they exist. It's just that you haven't tapped into it yet. You haven't seen it yet. And that's why you feel or believe that it doesn't exist or it isn't there. But it is there. And it all starts with you. It all starts with your mind perceiving it. Now I'm thinking about all these things, right? Like, porn addictions, corn addictions, and all these stuff that people, I don't say believe in, but they engage with, right? They engage with these things to get rid of these external desires that they feel and all that stuff, or to feel some pleasure within their body. These things, your power, your energy is creating, or it's manifesting a new thought, or a new, how do I say this, your thoughts are like threads. Your thoughts are in the plane and the realm of thoughts, and in the plane and the realm of the mind. I don't know, but there is a word for that place, the realm of mind. I think it was something written by, I think it was something that was said in the Mayan civilization, But Mayan civilization people used to think that our mind and our thoughts used to exist in a different plane. And because we all are so connected, our minds and our thoughts, our mental manifestations, they are creating these threads. They are creating these threads of thoughts that they are creating these threads that are manifesting in real life. Whatever threads we are creating through our thoughts that are going up, that are being created in this dimension of thoughts and everything else. This dimension is the dimension through which we manifest our reality. This how do I say this? If I have something to explain this to you, I don't have much of, okay, I'll just show you using these sage leaves, right? For example, okay, wait a second. For example, you had a minuscule thought of, you have a desire, you have a thought in your head, okay, of creating something new, okay? So whatever you created will be this small little twig in here, right? Then, and this is a plane of thought. This is where you are thinking. You're thinking in here, like, okay, you are this bottle of perfume, okay, and you are thinking this one thought in here, okay. This is the reality that you have created in your mind. This is still in your plane and realm of thought, right? Now there is another person who has created another thought right here. This person could be This person could be this amethyst, right? And they have created this thought in here. And you and all of your thoughts, because they are in the similar nature, they're coming together and aligning with each other, right? And as you align them together, your thoughts are forming this reality, basically. And some of these scattered thoughts that have and some of these scattered thoughts are like, somewhere in this lower realm right here. These thoughts are also being manifested. All these thoughts, whether it is good thoughts or bad thoughts, all these thoughts are being manifested in both of these planes, and they are coming true in real life. Okay, this is the reason why we say alignment to the next energy, alignment to the next growth based energy, because the more you focus on it, the more you will realize that this is something that you might be able to manifest in reality through the help of other people. The more you manifest lower energies, the more you'll see the manifestations of lower energies, right? And I'm not saying that having lower energies is a bad thing, but the more you manifest lower energies, the more you'll try to find ways to even clean that lower energy as well, right? So it's existing. It's all existing in both of our realms. There is a specific time to anything. I don't know. This is what I want to say, because now I feel like I'm getting skewed, like almost getting confused with my words. I'm not, and I think this is the end of the reading. It must be really I think it must be a fruition of some things, that could have manifested this high priestess for you guys right here. High priestess out of all other cards. A card which signifies and symbolizes the fact that you know it all already. You know it. It's deep within you. This knowledge, these words have always existed within us. You didn't need this 1 hour video to tell you that, remind you of that. But this right here, it's a confirmation that it is happening. It is happening all the while that we are talking right now. All these innovations, all these worlds are existing around us as of the time as we are talking right now. They are here with us. You might think that they are dead, but they are not dead. Their souls they are still working. They are there. They are just in a different parallel universe, and somehow your inner cosmos can connect to them. That is something you need to remember, that they can connect to us the same way you can connect to them. And they have known for multiple years the existence of us. We have known for all these years the existence of them and their lives, right? But it's the thing that maybe we have not seen each other, because the thing that separates us from them is the past and the future that we are living in. Maybe that's why we are so separated, that we haven't seen each other. So we both don't know the proof of we don't have that proof, or we don't see the proof, the observational proof of each other. But we know that we know that they existed, and they knew of our existence as well. Because there are many ancient astrologers, tarot readers who could have, in ancient times, who could have predicted our state of today. Okay, they have been here all around us. They are in here with us. It's just a parallel of time. It's just a parallel world of another time. I think exactly. I don't know why, but I'm getting like this song, um, like this little music video that me and my brother used to watch when when he was alive, and we were kids. Um, and he had this song which was his favorite song among them all, and I'm suddenly remembering that. I don't know why. It's a deep inkling within me that has always known that there is something there, something in there that has connected us, that might have connected us to one of those, like it's not just a television or like just a network of cables that was circulating or a set-up box that was actually bringing these signals from another country to our country, and we were able to watch those shows. Maybe it was a lot more than that. Maybe it was something more fascinating, something that we always knew, something that always existed. Like, I don't know, something about this another country's culture, tradition, was something that I've always thought was so connected to my inner being, or to my brother, or to our inner being, my inner being basically, that I never understood what it all meant till I grew up one day, and I let's just say, not by mistakenly, but coincidentally ended up in that country after some years. And it's this feeling, it's this calling within us all, it's that calling within us all that knows that something is there, that is working behind the scenes for us to see whatever it is there to see, that is right there in front of us, that is there inspiring us, that is coming towards us like a streak of light. Okay, and we have to accept that. We have to know this. We have to understand this calling. We have to see this calling coming towards us like this realization is something. It's a very potent realization. It's very potent, and it's existing on all four walls of the universe, or through the walls of the universe. We just haven't imagined it yet. We just haven't seen it yet for ourselves. We just haven't met. I'm also getting, we haven't met this disaster yet or something like that. I'm getting that. But we haven't met this yet. We haven't met this other world yet. But we know it exists. Because there's a constant calling that calls us to them, to those, to that very thing that is calling us towards, to come to calling us towards them, right? It's a very beautiful thing. I think I'm jumbling my words right now, and I think this should be the end of this read. So yes, take care of yourself. I'm already feeling tired. I don't know, I'm feeling something in my throat right now. Take this message how it resonates. Leave the rest behind. I'm just a messenger, just trying to speak out the truth, just trying to, channel something out. If it works, and if you actually understood what I was meaning to say, I'm really grateful to you. If you have misunderstood something, or if you think that you have understood everything, but you but you have um, or you think that you have understood everything, but maybe you haven't. Please know that this message was not something that was meant to be understood at all. This message was not something that was meant to be understood. It was meant to be felt. And if you feel it, it's okay. It's great. But if you are understanding it, and if you are saying that your mind understands this, or if your brain understands it, maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. According to me, it's just a message that needs to be felt, not a message that needs to be read, understood, or read, or like traditionally studied upon. It's just an energy that needs to, at least it's an energy from my body that had to let go. That's a knowledge, that it's a release of something that I have always known, or something that I have always believed in, and I'm releasing it out there in the universe. I'm letting this out there, I'm letting this channel out there, so that wherever it goes, it brings this sense of feeling, this belonging, that we all are here, or that we belong, the sense of belonging, the sense of feeling. Not it, this message isn't meant to be, I don't know, this message isn't meant to be felt, I guess. This message isn't meant to be understood. This message is meant to be misunderstood, maybe. Or maybe this message is not meant to be misunderstood. I don't know. This message just exists. It exists. That's the only word from my side. This message just exists. It has existed. Okay, it exists. Whether it remains or not, that also will be decided by the fate, the time, the universe. Okay. And again, as I'm speaking of this, we exist or we don't exist depends on our time. So yeah, let this message go into your head like a light feather, and may you understand nothing of it, or may you do understand something of it, but may you feel nothing of it, or you may feel something of it. Who knows, right? Different reactions, different perspective to the same message out here, and it's all out there. That's it. That's the only thing, that's the only message I have got to say for you. Yep. Take care of yourself, my stars, my cosmos, the inner beings of this cosmos. Have a great day. Shine. Bye bye. Stanza.